Menteri Rangba Abamenshwa Batno Yalam Kaseng Trinamul Congress Dr. Mukul Sangma Ulapan Kanmau Yaka Sorkar Meghalaya Daka Baong Ka 6th schedule Pat Kariti Senshar Kari India Kidai Ki Atiar Bakongsan Ban Yada Yaki Riulom Ritpan Yakani Ulakran Hakinong Thok Khubor Shillong Press Club Haka Shupau Tarik Kalalengkon Ula Dawa Naka Sorkar MDA Bakadai Ban Pynbna no Mardor Yaka Por Ban Penlong Yaka Elekshon Shakaying Dorbar Garo Hills Autonomous District Council Ulayat hu nakalang kaseng Trinamul Congress kalaturwa yaki rangba kibakwa abanyak hun hakani ka election. Dr. Mukul ulapan pau kajing sngokia ya kajing pendon kam kaseng NPP bantu blang poaching nakiway pat kiseng sanhima kaba 4 ju pendon kam hakapor ba ulalong Menteri Rangba Khuborjylla kam tam ban penkelon yaki Executive Committee Jongki District Council. Ya kamat kabayadai berkajing aila di kinong syong shnong bamdai riulum ban shimbenta haka election MDC u Dr. Mukul ulaong ya kani kamat dangdon kam banyakran bat yatai sani bah. Ulaong ru kaseng Trinamul Congress kasyanya teli haka jing tray ki dekot jong kaseng bat haka jing kershan jong ki pat ba nong tap vote bat kam ju pendon kam de kebut syukur balai paujat. Ulaong ru kaan Meghalaya Resident Safety and Security Act kalabiang bah bante lakam ya kajing rung jong kibriu kibanabar bat banyada yaki. Ula penrem ya kajing torti ke Sorkar banshna bat ban maramot yaki surok kibalajat rathai tang hapo khendiat benai. Ula ong kani kade kakam bam sap bat kajing shim kabu ya kajing lui jong kipat ba kani Khuborjylla. Ula ong kipisa kibawan nabar ban penroy ya Khuborjylla kaseng Trinamul Congress kadang Pynbna kumno ke Sorkar Meghalaya kapendan kam yaki. Ulapan pau kajing lengo ngan kumnu ke Sorkar kala ai syuti haka arpuar bat arpulai tarik nopra yaki office Sorkar Jella daka bakran siat imat ke Sorkar Meghalaya kala kerdu pisah.
Yeah, I hope the government notifies the election immediately because as you are aware, last year the election was held in March ending April and the term that is usually the 5-year term is closing now. It has become necessary for all the political parties to definitely prepare for the election, and TMC is participating. The party has already invited applications from aspiring candidates, and there are certain internal discussions we are embarking upon. We are continuing this discussion, and we will definitely have a strategy in respect of this GHDC election. It is very important for us to understand the political dynamics that unfold after every election in respect of autonomous district council, because unlike in the state legislature and the parliament, the provision of the 10th schedule does not apply to the members of the autonomous district council. Therefore, it has become very necessary for the political party, as far as we are concerned, to look at people who are connected with the core values, with a true spirit of joining politics and being in public life to serve the people and protect the interests of the people and the state. That must be the priority. So we will have exhaustive exercise to zero down on such people, because you have seen in the past, many of our elected members of the district council were victims of poaching, political poaching. It has become more frequent and more aggressive than ever before, which is a concern for every citizen. It just nullifies the mandate. It just is in contradiction and the defeat of the mandate that people keep. Therefore, in the true spirit of our democracy, every political party, I believe, must understand, though despite the absence of the provision of 10th schedule, to value and respect the mandate of the people. We have done so in the past. I have led by example. You will recall, if you reconnect with the past, that every time when there was a mandate in respect of Garo's Autonomous District Council or KHDC or JHDC, we have, while being in power, while we had the privilege of running the state government, we have never tried to topple any executive committee in autonomous district council, because we adhere to the core values of democracy. We understand that the responsibility of leaders who lead the political parties must understand the values associated with our democratic system and respect the mandate of the people. And this is precisely what we have done. We could have toppled all those ECs which were led by other political parties while we were in government. We did not do it. In respect of Ghadc Autonomous District Council, you will see, even though we were in the government, ECs were led by NPP. In 2000, I believe it was 16, yes, 16 or 15, it was led by Mr. Dinang T. Samla as the CEM. Subsequently, similar thing happened. So we respect the mandate of the people, but in view of what is the prevailing situation in respect of the ADCs, it has become necessary for the people of the state to come together. Even as I say that it is the need of the hour for people to come together in restoring the glory of ADCs and restore the power that they can befittingly respond to their call of duty in as far as the responsibility vested upon ADCs are concerned as per the mandate of the Constitution. Today, if we look at the developments that has unfolded in the preceding years, how can anybody presume and assume that the ADCs can function when their employees are not paid salaries continuously for 43 to 44 months? It has never happened in the past, in the history of Meghalaya. This itself reflects the priority of the people in authority. Whether the authorities who are vested with the responsibility of running the affairs of the ADCs, or whether the people who are vested with the responsibility of running the state. You have to understand that the constitutional provision is such that in order to ensure that the interests of the scheduled tribes are taken into cognizance in the right perspective of the mandate of the Constitution, the provisions enshrined in the constitutions are self-explanatory. I have always referred to Article 275(1). What does it say? That the Parliament shall earmark an adequate amount of fund charged on the consolidated fund of the Union government. Charged. It is not voted. That means it is understood as to how much is needed. And this particular fund is earmarked in order to ensure that wherever we have the 6 scheduled areas, the programs which are to be designed and implemented for the welfare of the tribals must be adequately provided with in as far as the fund requirement for each intervention is concerned, including augmenting the level of governance and administration of the 6 scheduled areas. That means it applies to the necessary fund to look at the payment of salary for effective administration, augmenting and improving the level of governance. So therefore, the responsibility is vested upon the Union Parliament, Union government, through the Parliament, as well as the state. So nobody can shrug off this responsibility. But today, if we go by the approach of the incumbent state government, I have reasons to believe that they have some kind of probably, in other words, I have to ask them whether they intend to slowly watch, district council to become weaker and weaker, that one day people will think about its relevance. But I would like to remind our people that today the provision of 6th schedule is the only weapon, only legal and constitutional weapon given to our tribals. And having understood the importance of such constitutional weapon, our forefathers, while framing the Constitution, have appropriately ensured that kind of provision does get enshrined in the Constitution of India, and we must understand its importance, its relevance, and we must all therefore come together. That's the reason why I say that despite what other political parties may say, my clarion call to the people of the state should be that when it comes to the election in respect of district council, in respect of electing members to take care of the affairs of the district council in consistence with the mandate of the constitution, read 6 schedule of the Constitution of India, we must all come together. We must think the interest of the Ghadc, put the interest of the Ghadc, put the interest of the people before anything else. That must be the resolve.
So what is the stand of
Rather revise the salary. How many times? Now this is 2026. So 8 years of governance, 8 years of being privileged to be running the government. They have not increased the salary. In fact, number of other categories of employees who are supported with only honorarium, they are not receiving their entitlement. You have carried that news of the ASA workers. How much money do they get? Yes, how much money do they get? Why are this insensitivity? You have seen how during the pandemic time, these ASA workers were working day and night. We must take cognizance of this, the kind of work to which they are assigned to. And even now, post-pandemic also, same kind of work they are doing. So the only difference is that, okay, during pandemic they were susceptible to get contracted by the virus. But the quantum of work that they do now is same. So why is this insensitivity? They can take hundreds of people abroad and spend on their foreign trips. How much money has been spent for foreign trips of all those who ever have been given foreign trips, including the MLS, ministers, chief minister, and those so-called political appointees, other consultants in the name of consultants. How much of money is being spent on the TADA of people who they have appointed as consultant, etc., etc., including the Advocate General? How much money is being spent for their coming and going, and all government lawyers whom they are assigning, courtesy the AG. So, money saved is money earned. A penny saved is penny earned. It is some money which belongs to the public. It doesn't belong to me, or it doesn't belong to people who are in authority. It belongs to the people. It is called, the fund from public exchequer. It's called public money. I think people have to also somehow use this nomenclature more frequently. Our money, our public money, our money, our public money. See, that's why how we look at the concerns of the people and the concerns of people who are serving the people, including the people who are putting on wages. Now tell me one thing. There are certain services called essential services. You go and see every hospital, how many nurses they are employing on a temporary basis, not regularizing their post. Now, if somebody is being used in operation theater as a staff to assist the surgeon, those team of staff become invariably part of the employees who provide the essential services. And you look at the insensitivity of this government. Every nurses who are working are not even being paid the amount which is payable to the skill level. Some are being paid 9,000, some are being paid few thousands, 12,000. Who has fixed, and what is the policy that the government has adopted? I was talking to one nurse who is employed in William Nagar Civil Hospital, who is being paid 9,000. Can you imagine that? A nurse who is assisting in the OT. That means he is part and parcel of the team who is providing essential services. This is the insensitivity with which this government of the day is working, and this is going to become precedence, and in the long run people will think this is normal, which is abnormal. People will think that, oh, ऐसा ही होता है, ऐसा नहीं होता है बाबा.